السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله الحمد لله ثم الحمد لله. الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا الدين القويم وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له. وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله خير نبي اجتباه وهدى ورحمة للعالمين أرسله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم يا رب تسليما كثيرا. وبعد، يقول الله تعالى في محكم تنزيله في سورة العنكبوت بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم: ولوطا إذ قال لقومه إنكم لتأتون الفاحشة ما سبقكم بها من أحد من العالمين أئنكم لتأتون الرجال وتقطعون السبيل وتأتون في ناديكم المنكر. فما كان جواب قومه إلا أن قالوا ائتنا بعذاب الله إن كنت من الصادقين. صدق الله العظيم. My dear brothers and sisters, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala today addressing us from Surah Al-Ankabut. Surah Al-Ankabut, Surah number 29, verses 28 and 29. Allah says, and Lut, Prophet Lot, too was inspired by us when he said unto his people, verily you commit abominations such as none in all the world has ever committed before you. Must you indeed approach men with lust and thus cut across the way of nature? And must you commit these shameful deeds in your open assemblies? But his people only answer was, bring down upon us God's chastisement if you are a man of truth. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. My dear brother and sister, today I am going to discuss or talk about a topic that I haven't addressed for more than 7 or 8 years, for many reasons. But the situation is developing very radically, developing in the wrong way, developing forward. The issue of homosexuality, the issue of gay, lesbian, the issue of gender, new gender, thingy that is coming in the world and in this country, in our country. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us about this serious serious issue from the Quran. And Umar radiallahu anhu said, if I did not hear, if I did not read or understand or learn that from the Quran, I would never ever think of homosexuality or somebody will be acting this way. The Quran itself, when the Quran is telling us in this ayah, the first ayah, إِنَّكُمْ لَتَأْتُونَ الْفَاحِشَ مَا سَبَقَكُمْ بِهَا مِنْ أَحَدٍ مِنَ الْعَالَمِينَ. Allah said that none of you has ever done it before. So the people of Lut, the people of the tribe of Prophet Lut, they were the first one who brought up this issue. So let's go to learn about Prophet Lut and what his people did and what was the punishment. And we are talking from the Quranic perspective and the historic perspective taken from the Quran. And I know that this topic, this discussion is going to cause me more trouble when this will be on YouTube, but our generation, our younger generation, and everybody needs to be educated about this issue. Prophet Lut, alayhi salam, first he is connected with Prophet Ibrahim from Ibrahim's brother side. Yani Prophet Lut is the nephew of Prophet Ibrahim, and he was the first one who believed in Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam. They were in a close proximity, close area, and Lut was the first believer in Prophet Ibrahim when Ibrahim started his message. Allah has given Prophet Lut al-ilma wal-hikmah, the knowledge and the prophethood. The knowledge and the prophethood. وَلُوطًا آتَيْنَاهُ حُكْمًا وَعِلْمًا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala purified Prophet Lut and included or enlisted him under Ibad al-Salihin. The word Salihin, the word righteous, is more inclusive than just saint or a prophet or this or that or martyr. The word Salihin is more. So Allah enlisted Prophet Lut under those righteous Salihin type of people. كانتا تحت عبدين من عبادنا صالحين. Although his wife was corrupted and did not believe in him and was in the side of the people or the tribe of Prophet Lut, but yet his house and his home was the only believing home and believing house in the whole area. Prophet Lut lived in Ghawr al-Urdun, what we call now the lowland of Jordan, close to the Jordan River and close to Bahr al-Mayyit, the Dead Sea. This is the area where the village of Saddum, Prophet Lut lived there. So his house was the only good believing house out of the whole village or the town. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala honored Prophet Lut to be a messenger. وَإِنَّ لُوطًا لَمِنَ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. He was a messenger with a book, with a teaching. He was known with purity. He was known with the purity to the degree that it became a crime to be clean and pure and good and straight. It is becoming a crime at his time. So what did these people say? قالوا أخرجوا آل لوط من قريتكم إنهم أناس يتطهرون. Kick out Lut and his family members, the whole house, kick them out of your village because they are people يتطهرون, pure people, clean people, straight people. So the whole system of concept, the whole building being upside down. The wrong became right and the right became wrong, and those who should be kicked out, expelled out of the village are the good people. May Allah protect us from a situation where we go and become in such a mess in this country. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala called the people of Prophet Lut mujrimeen, criminals. فانظر كيف كان عاقبة المجرمين. One title. Another title called them فاسقين, those who deviated from the straight path. إنهم كانوا قوم سوء فاسقين. Allah called them مسرفين, wasteful. مسومة عند ربك للمسرفين. He called them مسرفين. Allah called them ظالمين, oppressors. إن أهلها كانوا ظالمين. So this is 4. They used to do the khaba'ith, the abominations, the wrongs, the sins, the bad things. Lots of bad things. The Quran summarized 3 of them, but Ibn Abbas, the cousin of the Prophet ﷺ, he mentioned more of what they used to do in their in their assemblies and in their meetings. So the 3 things that the Quran mentioned, إنكم لتأتون الرجال, okay, the 3 things, you commit abominations such as none in all the world has ever committed before. What are they? Must you indeed approach men with lust? That is that is what we call the homosexuality, men with men. Across the way of nature. And must you commit these shameful deeds in your open assemblies? وتأتون في ناديكم المنكر. فإنكم لتأتون الرجال وتقطعون السبيل وتأتون في ناديكم المنكر. The homosexual practice is the number 1. It's not the only one, but number 1 and the worst one. وتقطعون السبيل. They used to stop people, just people walking or traveling, to take their money so they can practice the bad things. تقطعون السبيل. So there was no security in their village. وتأتون في ناديكم المنكر, and you do the rest of the abominations and the sins in your nadi, in your assembly. What are these things that they used to do? Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu related, it's not hadith, he is telling the following. He said, إن قوم لوط كانت فيهم ذنوب غير الفاحشة. The people of Lut used to practice things way more than just the fahisha, just the homosexuality. They have been tortured for a bunch, a package of bad things. One of the main this was the fahisha, was the homosexuality. But Ibn Abbas said, منها يتظالمون فيما بينهم. They oppress each other. There is no system. There is no justice. They oppress each other. The strong against the weak, the rich against the poor. Even ethnicity-wise, they would be practicing that one. So they used to have oppression and transgression. وَيَشْتُمُ بَعْضُهُمْ بَعْضًا. They insult each other. So the bad words, the bad insult will be a common language for them. وَيَتَضَارَطُونَ فِي مَجَالِسِهِمْ. They fart publicly. Fart, yes, publicly. And sometimes when this happens in some assemblies, some meetings, we just laugh. He did this, he did that. No, this is not from the Islamic principle. This is against the Islamic principle. This is something that Allah punished people of Lut. One of the things that Allah punished people of Lut, it was a wrong practice. وَيَرْمُونَ الْآخَرِينَ بِالْحَصَى. They would be abusing others, whoever passing by their meeting, they would throw him or her with the stones, with the pebbles, just for the sake of disturbing others. وَيَلْعَبُونَ بِالنَّرْدِ وَالشَّطْرَنْجِ. They waste their time with playing with the dice and with the chess, wasting their time. Maybe they did not have cards at that time to add it, but it is a symbol for the type of waste of time that you waste your time with, whether gambling or not gambling. يَلْعَبُونَ, they play with the dice and the chess. وَيَلْبَسُونَ الْمُصَبَّغَاتِ. They will be dressing the different colors. Should I say it or you understand? Even those different colors, the rainbow colors, not necessarily the rainbow colors, but they used to dress the different kind of very bright and seductive, temptive kind of colors, for the sake of tempting others and seducing others, not for the sake of looking handsome and decent. وَيَتَنَاقَرُونَ بِالدِّيَكَ. they would be practicing and playing with what we call it the cockfighting, the roosters fighting, and the ram fighting, and this kind of gambling. You know, the one, the rooster, the cock that will win, will get money. So abusing animals by gambling with the cockfighting and ram fighting. ويطرفون أصابعهم بالحناء. They will color the head of their fingers. Nail polish. Not for women, talking about men. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Wallah al-Azim, as if those who are practicing now, they were learning and walking the footsteps of the people of Lut. وتتشبه النساء بلباس الرجال والرجال بلباس النساء. Men will be imitating women with their dress. Normally speaking, women have their own style of dress, and men have their own style. And this is what we see in the decent kind of civilization and communities and countries and regions. You have something called folklore, the folklore, or folklore in Arabian, the folklore. So they have a certain dress, they try to imitate others. The dress, what is known to be the code of dress for men, the woman is practicing that, and the vice versa. وَيَفْرِضُونَ ضَرِيبَةً عَلَى كُلِّ عَابِرٍ. Whoever is passing by them, they will take a tax from him. For no reason. You pass by him, stop, $50. Why? Like this, $50. Or I will beat the hell of you, $50. Or I will shoot you, $50. Or this and that. وَكَانُوا يُشْرِكُونَ بِاللَّهِ. And there are, on the top of this, they were pagan kind of worshippers. They were pagan kind of worshippers, worshipping idols. وهم أول من ظهر الشذوذ الجنسي على يديهم. Ibn Abbas is saying they are the first one who practiced homosexuality. So put all of this in a blender. What would be the recipe? Sins after sins over sins over sins, and mistakes and wrongdoings and oppression and homosexuality and this and this and that. All what I have mentioned right now by Ibn Abbas, it goes against the course of nature. It's against the nature, against decency, against the normal kind of life and practice. So Prophet Lut, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Prophet Lut. The first message is to stop worshipping those idols and start worshipping the one, the Creator. And he sent me to remind you and to warn you, and I don't need any return, any income or any salary from you. Don't pay me anything, just listen. So with this kind of belief, you will stop, hopefully you will stop doing the wrong things that you have been doing. The first, he started with them. The Quran is teaching us the eloquency and the wisdom of approaching others. When you say, Allah asked or made Prophet Lut in the Quran to speak to them with the tongue of, I am a human being, I am your brother in humanity, I am your brother in tribe, one of your tribe, and I am brother in humanity. إِذْ قَالَ لَهُمْ أَخُوهُمْ لُوطًا. Their brother Lut said to them, أَفَلَا تَتَّقُونَ. Don't you, or أَلَا تَتَّقُونَ, don't you be observant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, conscious of Him. And he tried to fix their aqidah, their creed and their belief system, tried to guide them without asking for any return. Then he turned to decline and reject and teach them about the wrong they have been doing. And Prophet Lut alayhi salam referred those practices of people of Lut for two things. First, al-israfu fil maladhat. They were living in such a very luxury kind of life, very expensive luxury kinds of life, and that made them have no rules and no restrictions. Everything is okay, everything can be done. I can buy with my money whatever I want, I can do with my money whatever I want. And the second thing is al-jahl, ignorance. They were ignorant. They did not know what is right. They did not know the Creator, and they did not know what is right and what is wrong. And they were ignorant, another one, ignorant of the of what is the homework of a human lust, a human desire. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put the desire in us, men and women. They did not know what is the reason for that one. They thought that it is just like animal to be fulfilled. You do, you follow, you practice your desire based on, I like to do this, I like to eat sweet, I like to look at women, I like to sleep with women, regardless who they are, I like to do this. This is for animal kind of practice. But for a human being, it is a reason, the purpose of that, for regeneration, to build families, to build human community and human society. They did not know, because they were extensively living in maladat, in their desire, in their lust. And this is why the beginning of the ayah, Allah said in the other ayah, actually, in A'raf and Nahl and Naml, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that إِنَّكُمْ لَتَأْتُونَ الرِّجَالَ تَشَهْوَةً مِنْ دُونِ النِّسَاءِ. You are approaching men out of lust, forgetting or dropping or taking women out of that context. And in another verse in Naml, Allah said, إِنَّكُمْ لَتَأْتُونَ الرِّجَالَ شَهْوَةً مِنْ دُونِ النِّسَاءِ بَلْ أَنْتُمْ قَوْمٌ تَجْهَلُونَ. The first ayah, Allah addressed them, بَلْ أَنْتُمْ قَوْمٌ مُسْرِفُونَ, you are wasteful type of people. And the second ayah, بَلْ أَنْتُمْ قَوْمٌ تَجْهَلُونَ, you are ignorant type of people. So ignorant and wasteful. So what was their response to Prophet Lut alayhi salam? First, they asked him to stop talking about that. Brothers, if I can ask you to come forward, we have plenty of spots here and seats. Come forward. Whoever in the last line, come forward, please. First, they asked him to stop his da'wah, to stop telling them what is right, what is wrong, to stop telling them about God. Don't interfere. And then they put him under house arrest. They put Prophet Lut under house arrest. No communication with others. You don't talk to others. You don't go out of your house. House arrest. They insisted on their practice to the degree that, as I said, their crime became the good things to encourage people to do, and the purity and the innocency and the clearliness of Prophet Lut became the crime. And they asked, people, let's get together, let's mobilize ourselves and kick those pure, clean, good people out of our village. Then, at the end, they said, okay, we are fed up with you. If you are truthful, bring the punishment of God that you are promising. Bring it back or bring it upon us. You say you have God, you say He will be punishing people for doing this, okay. Let's see let's see the end of it. Bring that punishment. We are challenging you and your God. And we all know what happened after that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the malaika to peel off the whole town from the surface of earth and take it up, that the angels of heaven start hearing the cries and the weeping of people on that village. I'm talking about area, I'm talking about town. Peeled out or peeled off the surface. Went up, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala smashed them down on earth. Smashed them down, destroyed them, of course, fully. None of them kept alive. The night before, Allah inspired and revealed to Prophet Lut, leave this area by night and don't even look back. Don't even look back. And he left. And in the morning, the cry, that punishment came and punished them. My dear brother and sister, just to share with you something. I graduated from, also I have a Doctor of Ministry from a Christian seminary. And the Old Testament professor, we came across this story, and I asked the following question. Your book, the Old Testament says that when Allah sent the test for Prophet Lut through handsome, beautiful young men, handsome, beautiful young men, to go and test the people of Lut. They came, and his wife sent the message to the village. Lut has such a wonderful, beautiful young men. Come and take them. And people came, and Prophet Lut was very concerned. These are my guests, and I don't want you to hurt them. I don't want to allow you to hurt them. So Prophet Lut in the Quran, he said, "Hadi banati," and marry my daughters. Leave these young men and marry my daughters. If you want to get married, marry my daughters. This is a story in the Old Testament that I asked that professor. As educated and good as she is, I'm just talking about what she answered me. I said, in the Old Testament it said that Prophet Lut drank alcohol, and he became drunk, then he slept with his two daughters. That is the story. He slept with his two daughters. Wouldn't, at that time, adultery or that kind of practice wouldn't be or wasn't a kind of sin at that time? It wasn't a crime. It wasn't in the Holy Book, in the Old Testament, it wasn't a crime. So the answer was, maybe, she was not sure about it, but she said, maybe it wasn't a sin until this came up. Up until the Old Testament, this was not a sin. Sleeping with a foreign woman, adultery, committing that kind of practice is not a sin until the Old Testament came. So, subhanAllah, how we sometimes try to justify things for the sake of others, or even if we don't have a true or a clear answer, we don't know how to say, I don't know. The story in the Quran is that the angels who were in the form of beautiful young men came through Prophet Ibrahim, and Prophet Ibrahim showed his hospitality, and he slaughtered a big ram for them. If you remember. And he became suspicious of them because when he asked them to eat, their hands wouldn't touch the food because they are angels, and it will go through the food. So Prophet Ibrahim became very concerned. He said, don't worry, we are angels from Allah going to Lut in order to test these people. And they continued their way to Prophet Lut, and they became a guest on Prophet Lut, and this is what happened. So Prophet Lut said, if you have this lust, if you have this desire, I have daughters, marry my daughters and fulfill your desire properly. They said, no, we don't. We have no interest in women. It is just men and women, men and men. And that was that was triggered at the end, triggered the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For those who sometimes, for liberal or secular Muslim who said there is nothing in the Quran that is clear about homosexuality. Well, come and learn about the story of Prophet Lut. Come and learn about why that was a punishment. Why that was a punishment. For some Christians, this is a punishment. For other Christians, the way they interpreted in the churches, no, it is not. It is a phenomena. At the old time, they used to have phenomena, they used to have punishment for a reason that is different than homosexuality. So, my dear brother and sister, the point is that we have the main and natural course of this life that we are following. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran mentioned men, male and female. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إنا خلقناكم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى. Allah said in the Quran in Surah Hujurat, verse 13, "O you who believe, O people, we have created you from a single pair of a male and female." This is the gender in Islam. This is the natural gender. The hard question is that I sometimes get from some parents, well, you know, this is such a inclusive kind of, there is a word for it, a kind of society that has so many ideologies and so many ethnicities and so many ideas. So my son may have a gay friend, my daughter may have a lesbian, the others may have a homosexual kind of friend. How we can act, what we can do. What I want you to understand is that in Islam it is male and female. In this life it is a male and female. Because when I say in Islam, Islam is the way of our life. Secondly, we have to stand up clear about what we believe in. We are not asking to practice any violence on others, absolutely not. But you have to be clear. I am Muslim and this is what we believe in. This is what we believe in. There are friends, you have to be very careful about the influence, the peer pressure of the friendship. Those who are smoking now, they started their smoke from a friend who asked them to try for just once, just try it once. And then it became, that is what is called in psychology the peer pressure, the peer pressure. So yes, they are friends, but be careful, have a kind of limited relationship and limited influence on that one. Don't fight with them, absolutely. We have no right to fight with them, but we have all the right to stand up for what we believe in. The same way, they are standing up for what they believe in. It is so bad, becoming so bad nowadays, that they are forcing those bad, wrong, new foreign ideas are forced into our homes, into our curriculums, even into our bedrooms. For those who have TV screens in their bedrooms, they are watching. You know, the advertisement, the commercials, the actors. So you have to limit, you have to have a policy in your house. You plan something to limit that kind of influence. That kind of influence. Teach your boys and girls about their true Islamic identity. Teach them about the damage and you know, the result and the consequences of going that far. The punishment of people of Prophet Lut, عليه السلام, was equal to the damage that this practice will do in the society. This kind of practice will eliminate the concept of family and children and building society. If no more male, if male, female, we will not have children. We will stop having the proper name and definition of a family. So since they were coming with the ideology, with the practice to destroy the whole community, the whole society, the punishment was very much equal to the level and the type of their sin. Allah destroyed the whole community. The whole community of them. My dear brother and sister, I will leave you at the end, inshallah, with this hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, سيكون في آخر أمة قوم يكتفي رجالهم بالرجال ونساؤهم بالنساء. At the end of the time, within my ummah, within the Muslims, there will be a gay people and lesbian people. فإذا كان ذلك, when this happens, فارتقبوا عذاب قوم لوط. Wait for the punishment of that you have heard in the Quran, you have read in the Quran of Prophet Lut. And يرسل الله عليهم, that Allah will send them حجارة من سجيل, a very strong, rough, tough kind of stones, symbolically, stones, مسومة, named by people who were practicing that. عند ربك is coming from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Mufassirin Hassan al-Basri said, the word عند ربك, it means that this punishment is coming from up. It's not stones from the earth. And very hard and very hard. ثم تلا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وما هي من الظالمين ببعيد. And the Prophet recited then the verse, this is not a far away kind of punishment. If this happened, this will happen. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, my brother and sister, save us from such consequences and such a practice. May Allah clean and clear and purify our hearts and mind to protect ourselves and our family, inshallah. أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه يغفر لكم فيا فوز المستغفرين. استغفر الله. الحمد لله حمدا يوافي نعمه ويكافئ مزيده واشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له واشهد ان سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله خير نبي اجتباه هدى ورحمه للعالمين ارسله. My dear brother and sister, this is again a very critical subject. I haven't discussed it for over 7 or 8 years. And again, there is no way that my words will be understood to have or to react in any violent way against that kind of practice. Absolutely not. But be strong for yourself to learn and try to protect yourself from that one. People have their freedom to practice and believe in what they want. That is their own freedom. And you have the freedom to secure yourself against that. Okay? I'm not asking in any way again and again and again, because I'm talking to school kids and to college kids, and I have the same. My kids, when they were at the college, they used to ask me. I have friends who had this kind of tendency. Just be careful in that relationship. Keep that relationship in a distance enough not to be influenced in any way. Don't be sitting, accompanying, encouraging if they have their symbols, for example, because you are now approving what they are doing. No, we disapprove. This is what we believe in as a Muslim, and I'm proud to be a Muslim. I am proud to be a Muslim. ومن أحسن قولا, the Quran says, ومن أحسن قولا ممن دعا إلى الله وعمل صالحا وقال إنني من المسلمين. Who is better, the Quran says, who is better than believing right, doing right, and then he stood up and claimed, I am Muslim. I am Muslim. So may Allah protect all of you, brother. May Allah protect you as members, as individuals, as a family. May Allah protect our Islam and our practice. And may Allah protect our country that is going, in those waves upside down sometimes, up and down, up and down. May Allah save this country. And this country cannot be saved without the teaching of Islam. Absolutely. Absolutely. Communism has tried long time ago, did not work. Imperialism is trying and has tried. Capitalism has tried so many years and it is not working. Liberalism that we feel is not going to work. What will work is to go back to the course of nature. فطرة الله التي فطر الناس عليها. This is the fitrah of Allah, the nature of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He created us. Be normal, be middle, be honest, be straight, and that's it, inshallah. أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام البخيل من ذكرت عنده ولم يصلي عليه. The mean and the miser is he or she who does not send prayer upon me when I mention before him. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما باركت على سيدنا إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وارض اللهم عن الأربعة الخلفاء السادة الحنفاء ساداتنا وموالينا الكرام أبي بكر وعمر وعثمان وعلي. وارض اللهم عن الصحابة والقرابة والتابعين وتابعيهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. اللهم اغفر للمؤمنين والمؤمنات المسلمين والمسلمات الأحياء منهم والأموات إنك يا مولانا سميع قريب مجيب للدعوات. اللهم ارحمنا فإنك بنا راحم، ولا تعذبنا فإنك علينا قادر، والطف بنا فيما جرت به المقادير يا رب العالمين. يا رب increase our حسنات and remove our سيئات. يا رب replace our bad records with good records. يا رب have mercy on those who passed away before us. Give your quick recovery and full shifa to all sick people, Ya Rabb al-Alamin. Ya Rab, save the blood of Muslims around this world and bring them back to the way of the Quran and the way of the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. عباد الله اتقوا الله إن الله يأمر بالعدل والإحسان وإيتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. أقيموا الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة.